Welcome back, everyone, to Pod of Thrones. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jennifer.
Hey, babe.
Hi.
What was that? You sounded like you trying to be mysterious?
It's been so long, I'm just out of...
Yeah, you know, I really
It's always so long, and this is what we say all the time.
I know. I thought we were going to do it last week, and we never quite got to it.
Let's just not have excuses and just move on.
I know. Well, I can't make excuses anymore. We'll do a podcast as often as we can. If you've subscribed, that hopefully means you like us. And subscriptions are neat because it's not like appointment television where it's like, oh my God, I got to tune in at 7 o'clock on Sunday nights for Jeff and Jennifer, because that's not how it works. It shows up in your podcast feed. So hopefully people will forgive us. If you want more, we want more too.
We would love to do this full time.
Yeah, we just need someone to pay us to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That has not happened yet. Not yet. Maybe someday.
It's the dream.
Yeah, that's the dream.
All right.
Even if I'm 80, like after we retire and stuff. Welcome back to Pod of Thrones. I'm Jeff.
I'm Jennifer.
Yeah, there you go.
It's hard to not practice that.
I've always got an old man voice.
Your back pocket.
I feel old, so it just comes out when I need
You're
it
so
to.
young. It's ridiculous that you say you feel old.
No.
I'm old. If you're old, then I'm old, and I'm not old.
Women outlive men all the time.
Okay.
That's just a thing. So you're allowed to be a little bit older than me, and maybe we'll, I don't know, I guess die together. Is that romantic?
Oh, it evens it out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, women
I
usually
like
live a few years longer than men, and you're a couple years older than me, so
Perfect.
Yep, we'll always be at the same stage and old. Now,
oh, it's just like that song.
it would have been. Isn't it weird though? What? I
will follow
the
you
luckiest.
in the dark.
Oh,
Into the dark. No,
I was thinking of The Luckiest by Ben Folds. That's a damn good song. But I Will Follow You Into the Dark is good too. Well, you're 4 years older than me?
Yes.
Yeah. What if I was like 17 and a senior in high school and you were 23?
Do you have all the knowledge? Are you as
21.
good as what you are now?
Apparently I still can't do math because I just said you'd be 23, not 21.
Oh, I see. So we're 17 and I'm 21.
Right. So still 4 years apart.
I thought you were saying I was like as old as I am now. And you're 17.
What if I was 17 and you
I was entertaining the idea.
You
I was
needed
like,
someone to come over and clean your pool. And
Ooh. I think I'm blushing.
What? You're blushing?
I think so.
I can't see it. You're kind of backlit right now. I just find the age thing kind of weird. Like 4 years seems like such a big deal when you're young, but when you're older, it's like nothing.
A lot of experience happens when you're young, year after year. It starts slowing down when you get older.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Although a 17-year-old boy and a 21-year-old boy, there's not much difference.
No?
Not much. Except they can drink now and be even more...
Well, they could anyway. But then those were the kind of boys that you really wouldn't want to get involved with, right?
Well,
except you probably would when you were that young.
Of course. Of course.
Bad boys. You don't like bad boys anymore, huh?
No.
That's why
I've learned my lesson.
I'm not that bad.
No, you're not that bad at all.
That was my motto all along. When I first asked you out, I was like, hey, listen, let's go on a date. I'm not that bad.
You sold me.
You remember that, right?
I remember.
Yeah, totally. So, I just heard myself pop. We're experimenting with new microphones again. I might have to just cut this off and we'll just go back to the other microphones next time because they don't pop like these pop. But when I laughed right now, I heard it in my head.
Okay, well, maybe you should stop saying pop.
I'll stop laughing. No more laughter. This is going to be a very serious episode.
Okay, let's try.
Okay. Welcome back to Pod of Thrones. I'm Jeff.
Are we robots?
I'm your overlord. A humorless overlord.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm coming to clean my pool.
Well, gotta do what I gotta do for a young lady in distress. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So what are we doing?
Okay.
We're podcasting.
How about let's talk about the news.
Okay, you got some Game of Thrones headlines? We got
Just
a
a little
lot of
bit.
other stuff going on. We had a really cuckoo-tacular weekend.
It was
But I
fun,
think
yeah.
this is
Well, I'll
Pod
be
of
quick.
Thrones. So if
Okay.
there's some Game of Thrones headlines, we should start with that.
Well, I mean, there's something big happening tomorrow, which is the Emmys.
Ooh, the Emmys.
Right. Yeah, so that's happening tomorrow instead of the traditional Sunday. Usually happens on Sunday. I was going to say Saturday. It usually happens on Sunday, but because it's they're hosting on NBC this year, and it's football on NBC. It's like, that's, I guess, the channel that is that the football channel?
NBC, well, the way the football contracts have been, and we don't have TV anymore, so I don't know for sure, but usually it's CBS and Fox have like the big NFL contracts for like Sunday football games. And I think ABC has Monday Night Football, but NBC has Sunday Night Football. It's all they've got. So they need to hold on to that. It's very important.
So they were not about to switch just for the Emmys, which is just a bunch of shows that aren't going to win. You know, it's like not NBC shows. They're gonna, so they are doing it on Monday instead.
Monday Emmy show. All right.
Yeah. And Game of Thrones is going up against, do you want to take a guess?
What's the category?
Best drama.
Ooh, God. Is Walking Dead on there? Probably not.
No, that's not.
They're not really award-worthy kind of. There's a lot of drama.
They are to award where they.
Well, no, but it's like how even the best horror movies never get really nominated for any like Oscars, even if there's one that's actually pretty good. I don't even know what that would be. What's the last actually good horror movie?
Well, it wasn't The Nun, apparently.
No, it's not The Nun.
I
don't know, but I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, I think it was. Is it horror or is it the one with the guy and the girl, the black guy and the white girl, and he's dating?
Get Out?
Yeah, Get Out. Is
That
that horror?
No.
No.
I mean, it was on
Thriller.
on like the edge of horror. Yeah, more of a thriller.
I don't think they have a thriller Emmy. Best thriller.
I don't know. I don't even know what category they throw that into. It's probably with comedies and musicals,
Yeah.
or maybe just drama. But you don't see horror movies get nominated for stuff, even if it's special effects. Usually
The
they
Emmys,
don't get nominated.
they only do shows, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, like, because The Walking Dead is so visual effects laden with the zombies and the
Best
killings,
effects.
they probably don't get onto the radar, even if the drama itself is high quality.
But couldn't they get into the best effects category?
Yeah, well, maybe they do actually.
Right.
I think
should.
I think they do get in for effects categories, but I'm talking about since you said
drama
best drama
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, no, they're not there.
Well, what do we watch? I mean, I don't know anything that's not stuff that we watch. What are shows I've heard of? Suits.
It's not
Is
that.
that still on? I don't even know.
No, do you?
Pretty Little Lies.
I don't know that that's on.
I've heard of that.
But that's not it.
That's not okay.
You've heard of this. We haven't watched it.
All right.
We should, I guess.
All right. What are they up against?
Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, yeah. We are supposed to watch that one. Although you might not be able to handle it.
Really?
I've heard that
Are little kids being tortured?
No, women are being tortured. Like, sexually tortured. Like, it's all rapey. I've heard it's very triggering, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like the Sansa scene?
Yeah. Except that's like
Worse.
what the show's about. Like, the Sansa scene was almost fleeting in
This
comparison.
show is about rape?
You don't know anything about The Handmaid's Tale?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so it's a dystopian future where humans have become sterile. Except for a few. And so the few women that aren't sterile are now enslaved to help repopulate the earth.
Awesome. Okay.
And so, awesome?
I mean, it sounds like a great story.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you didn't say job. It sounds like a great job.
Am I getting screwed all the time?
Well, yeah, but you're getting screwed by like the rich old men that run everything because they feel like they should be the ones to repopulate the earth. So you're enslaved to pigs.
Gross.
So you just
You're
have
like a
to-
pig, right?
They fatten you up for slaughter, except instead of slaughter, it's baby making.
Well, they do that to pigs too.
That's true. Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, you're right. It's your cattle.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. That's it. So that's what that show's about. At
I
its
thought it was
core.
about,
I mean,
like,
there might be more to
witches.
it, but we haven't seen it. Witches.
Yeah.
Like because of the red hooded outfit kind of things. that you
Well,
see on the commercial.
didn't one of them have like a pilgrim Quaker looking?
Yeah. That's the
But it's in the future?
handmade outfit. Yeah. Well, it's a dystopian future, dear. Shit's just gone south, I think.
All right.
So yeah, we haven't seen that. But
We should watch this. It sounds amazing.
It's on a very long list of things we should watch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might not be able to handle it. You're right.
And you might not be able to handle it.
You're right.
Yeah. But we could give it a try. See how it affects you.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So what else?
Anyway, also up for awards, I'm sure, is because do they have the musical awards in there too? Like best music score? I think so.
Oh, sure. Of course.
Right. So Ramin Djawadi.
Right.
Did I say it right? Djawadi.
Pretty close, I think. I think it's
Anyway,
just Djawadi.
Djawadi.
Yeah, I know.
He does Game of Thrones, Westworld.
Right.
He did Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan.
Is that up for Emmys? It just came out.
No, but they were talking about the things he did.
Okay.
He has set out to on tour to do concerts. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Are we done with the Emmys?
Yeah, we're done with the Emmys.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Did you want to talk about that more? I didn't think you.
Well, so Game of Thrones is up for Best Drama.
Right.
But and is Handmaid's Tale like the only like competition that they're seeing?
Seems so.
Is that what's going on? Okay.
That's what I didn't like delve deep because we don't really watch the Emmys because we don't have TV.
Well, we do have YouTube
it.
TV.
Yeah.
YouTube TV could help us.
Maybe we'll
so
watch.
is that this Monday?
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try.
Okay, let's try.
We'll try.
Right. So he's going on tour.
Ramin Djawadi.
Yeah, should be fun, right? Game of Thrones concert experience.
Have you looked up how much ticket prices are?
No.
Oh. Is it just Game of Thrones?
I think it's just Game of Thrones. It's called the Game of Thrones live concert experience. And
they've done that before, and I don't think we could afford it then.
Well, hang on. If you live in Los Angeles, I will tell you.
Near Los Angeles.
I guess I could have kept going down the list to see if we could get closer. But these tickets in Los Angeles, it's going to take me quite some time because I have to actually choose seats, all that. But
we probably can't afford it.
So yeah, that's happening.
Okay.
I got off track trying to find the ticket prices now. Dang it.
So sorry. I just thought that might have been part of the article that was talking about it. Like tickets range from $300 to $8,000.
Unfortunately, not now. So can you please tell me why everybody hates Ed Sheeran now?
Who's everybody?
Like I hear people all the time, fuck Ed Sheeran. They don't like Ed Sheeran. Why? Did he do something bad?
I think he's just been...
He's a fucking phenomenal artist.
I would agree that he's a very talented musician. I think he's just been acting kind of dopey and douchey. And
has he?
Sort of I think he drinks too much and then he hangs out with Justin Bieber and then Taylor Swift.
Does he really?
Yeah, they're
really?
buddies. Yeah.
Well, I did see them on a video recently on Twitter or something, Instagram.
Yeah. So he's just... I think he's pretty young. He's in his early 20s.
I thought he had a baby and was getting married or something.
I think he's getting married. I don't remember him having a baby, but I don't keep up.
Maybe I'm just listening to his songs and assuming I know everything about his life because they're true.
He has a photograph and he has a castle on a hill that he lives in with Justin Bieber, I think. Yeah, they're getting married.
Oh,
him and Justin Bieber.
Good for them.
Yeah. Is this Game of Thrones related?
Yeah, well, anyway.
Is he up for an Emmy for his cameo appearance?
No, but he said that he wishes that they would have just murdered him.
Oh, my God, that would have been so good.
Right, so that he could just get away from all of the stigma now about him being on Game of Thrones because people are giving him so much shit.
I think that's when people turned on him, but it's not really his fault. But I think that was a defining moment for Everybody Loves Ed Sheeran to be like, what the fuck, Ed Sheeran? What are you doing on Game of Thrones? Because they've never really done stunt casting before. They have a lot of pretty famous actors and actresses that, at least, in the world of British stuff, if nothing else. But Ed Sheeran showing up because behind the scenes, Maisie Williams is in love with him. Did
you say in love?
Yeah.
Wow.
Crush. She's a young girl. She can be.
Okay, maybe
as
she just
far
likes
as
his
she's
music.
concerned, she's in love with him.
Okay. Well, I feel sorry for her then.
Don't you remember being that young babe?
Of course.
The number of people I was in love with when I was like 15 to 18. I mean,
Really?
everybody,
A lot?
from student teachers to supermodels and everything in between. Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to love someone.
Yeah,
I'm sure
okay.
she does too.
You wanted somebody to love you.
And I wanted them to love me back for once, damn it.
I
never
love
did.
you.
Christy Brinkley never fell in love with me. She wound up with Billy Joel. I mean, no matter how many times I watched her in Vacation, she never looked me up. It's so weird.
You put yourself out there?
Yeah, I mean, it's really shitty of her.
All right, moving on.
Okay.
Did we need
Well,
to
was
close
there an
something
article
out?
about it?
That was it. I just was
Oh,
reading.
that he wanted to be killed off.
He wanted to be killed off.
Which would have been amazing, but you can't picture Maisie Williams doing that to her like one true love.
Yeah, but my bigger question is, why does everybody hate him so much? He's not like a huge fucking deal that he went on. Although if he is being douchey now, I get it. Okay. Maybe I don't know enough about
He's not
Ed
being
Sheeran.
a terrible person. He's just being kind of douchey. I guess.
Okay.
Here and there.
All right.
Little bits.
I think the last thing I'll talk about right now is, no, I have two more things. So Winds of Winter, George R. R. Martin, he says, I'm working on it.
You
That's
say it like
the
that?
update. Yeah. Well,
He's
I don't
from
know.
New Jersey, but I don't know what kind of accent he has.
No.
Does he get like a Jersey Shore kind of accent? Like a Staten Island thing? Hey,
Maybe,
I'm
I don't
working on it. What do you want from me?
He lives in New Mexico now,
He
so
does
I don't
live
know.
there, yeah. Probably not.
But yeah, there's like this huge article that says they want to give us an update about the release. And then I read
good.
this whole article and it's like, yeah, I'm working on it. That's the update.
Right. Yeah, that's how the internet works. That's everything. That's everything now. It's
So
like
pass that
big
tidbit
news
along.
in the world of Winds of Winter, and every website will have that, hoping for a click.
And they sucked me in.
They did. They got you. Well, one website got you.
Yeah, well, this other website got me to it. It was a Mayan altar that they found. Did you read about that? 1500-year-old Mayan altar they found that it depicts how to conquer and build your empire. And they said it's very, very Games of Thrones like. That's why it showed up on my feed.
Marry other houses and families together.
Yes.
And don't forget to slit their throats when you need to get them out of the way, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I started reading an article about that, and I guess I didn't finish it. But yeah, that's pretty neat.
They need to make articles shorter.
Where did they find it, and can we go see it?
They found it in, I don't recall where. I'm looking though. And can we go see it? Is that what you said?
Sure.
Guatemala. Northern Guatemala.
We'll go there after we see the Game of Thrones musical experience.
It was from the Canul Dynasty. Canul Dynasty. Pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
That's your headlines?
That's my headlines. There's
Oh my goodness.
Sophie.
There's Sophie the Dog of Thrones. I don't know that she made an appearance last week. She's
Good girl.
barking at nothing. Like she does.
She's got to let us know if somebody walks by our house or something.
Maybe you missed some like big Game of Thrones headline and she's trying to tell you.
Oh, I wish I could.
That's why she's the Dog of Thrones, you know. She loves this shit.
I know.
She
probably sits at home every day and like watches it.
She's Team Daenerys all the way.
We should put on Game of Thrones for her every day. We're trying to think of things that we could put on the TV for her to watch all day.
Mm-hmm.
We should put on Game of Thrones.
I think that's a great idea.
Okay. Then she can do have her own little, never mind.
What if she can start singing the theme song like, bark, 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 bark.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
Bark, bark, bark. That'd be awesome.
She says so too.
If we get her barking, maybe I could like auto-tune it.
Go ring the doorbell.
Or just walk by the house. That's all I really need to do.
She's a good protector.
So we just had a hell of a weekend.
Yes,
It's been fun.
Lots of fun.
Thank you, babe, for indulging me. So whereas we probably can't afford to go to the Game of Thrones musical experience because tickets will be like $300, we can afford $10 and $20 tickets for live podcast shows.
Yes.
So we did that.
We sure did. It was a lot of fun.
Now, you've been telling me that you actually enjoy podcasts, which I tend to think you don't.
No, I enjoy
listening to.
podcasts. I just enjoy listening to music more. So it's
Right.
hard for me to choose a podcast over music because music makes my soul feel better.
But we've gone to a handful of live podcast shows, usually Hollywood Babylon.
Correct.
because it's come to our area a couple times in Orange County, California. And this time around, because A, this is kid-free weekend, and B, it's close to my birthday. I decided I would get to pick
Happy pre-birthday.
Insanity. Yeah, my birthday's in just a couple days. Thank you, baby.
On Talk Like a Pirate Day.
September 19th.
Arr.
Also known as International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
Yeah.
Yarr.
That's much better. I just didn't have it in me.
Well, you just need to be working on your pirate voice.
And lingo.
SpongeBob SquarePants. I want to be that guy.
Okay.
Remember how the pirate guy would introduce every SpongeBob
Oh,
show
yeah,
in the
yeah.
early days? Then he kind of went away. Poor guy. He's probably homeless now.
Probably the guy we saw on the street last night.
Actually, come to think about it, I think it was I think that pirate was actually Tom Kenny, the guy that does SpongeBob's voice. So he's probably doing all right.
Yes, Tom Kenny's doing great.
Yep. So my birthday's coming up, and it was great timing to go see. It started with one podcast that I wanted to go see. There's one I subscribe to here called The Ralph Report. So if you like entertainment news, The Ralph Report is a good place to go. Ralph Garman was a local radio morning show
K-Rock.
co-host on the world famous K-Rock.
KROQ.
Which might not mean anything if you don't live in Southern California, but I think they're still pretty big with the podcasting and web presence now that they have. But Ralph did a lot of stuff for them, including their entertainment news, and then he got shit canned one day. Now, Ralph also does voice acting, some live action acting. He's on almost every episode of Family Guy, if you're into that. But he decided he would just take his toys and go home. So he went home and started a entertainment news podcast. But it is a subscription-based, well, all podcasts are subscription-based, but it's a paid podcast, which there aren't a whole lot of. Most of the time podcasts are free. Maybe you live the dream by selling an ad or two. But he's trying to turn this into his full-time job, and he's certainly qualified for it. So that's The Ralph Report, which I think you can find at theralphreport.com, and it's also on Patreon, and I'm a subscriber. So he said they're going to do a live Ralph Report for the first time in the 9 months the show's been going, and it was on September 15th. I'm like, well, it's
Perfect.
A kid-free weekend, and it's right before my birthday. What amazing timing. We got to go to this, right? And you said, okay. So I bought tickets. And then...
Now...
What?
The Ralph Report started at 10?
Actually 10:30, but 10 o'clock to be there at the Hollywood Improv.
Right, so it was a late night. Okay, now...
It was going to be a late night anyway, right? But then, like a week ago, there was an announcement that there was going to be another live podcast in LA, just 3.5 miles away from the other podcast. So that's Kevin Smith and a guy named Mark Bernardin, who...
I like him.
Maybe you don't know him, but he's awesome.
Now I do.
He used to do a lot of entertainment reporting, like actual entertainment journalism and some real journalism too. He worked for the LA Times recently, but then he quit that to finally get into writing, which was something he's always wanted to do. He was one of the writers on Castle Rock.
Yay.
Which we watched. It was a lot of fun.
It's really good.
If by horrible you mean fun. I mean, it's just bad things happening all the time.
Right. It's not quite a horror.
No, I don't even know how I would classify it because it's not scary enough to be horror.
It's almost like Stranger Things. Stranger Things.
It's a Stranger Things level of horror.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Something you could let your older kids watch, but not your younger kids.
Right.
Because a lot of bad stuff happens. Just bad things. But it's Stephen King centric. It's not any one Stephen King story, but it's pulling out little bits and pieces of the Stephen King universe and mythology, and it takes place in Maine, like all of the stories do.
And
so it's pretty cool.
Carrie, although she's not really Carrie, but
yes.
Sissy Spacek is one of the main characters.
Yeah, she doesn't play Carrie, but it's pretty cool to see her. Yeah, yeah, it's a neat.
She's a great actress, and she has beautiful hair.
I was thinking the same thing.
I bet you were.
Yeah. Every scene she was in.
Really?
Wow, that hair.
It's amazing, right?
I think it's great that you notice different things than I notice.
Oh, you're making fun of me.
No, I'm not making fun of you.
Yes, you were.
I was making fun of me.
Okay.
I was just saying, I didn't notice her hair. I'm sorry. But she's a great actress.
Okay.
Uh, so he's a writer. He's one of the writers on Castle Rock, and he's got some more gigs coming up too. And I would imagine Castle Rock season 2. So he's the co-host with Kevin Smith, my podcasting hero. And they do this show that was called, up until yesterday, as of when we're recording this, it was called Fatman on Batman.
Right.
Which was just a clever title because Kevin Smith was a fat man and he liked to talk about Batman. Mm-hmm. But over time, the show became less and less about Batman and just anything pop culture and fun and all sorts of superhero stuff and cool TV shows and everything. So they just talk about all that. Banter. They started doing it live at a place that we've probably talked about before because we went there once a year ago, called the Scum and Villainy Cantina. How would you describe it?
It's exactly like the Star Wars Cantina, the creature...
The Mos Eisley, yeah, so it's
creature
modeled
cantina.
after the Mos Eisley Cantina from the first Star Wars movie. But it's not.
Oh, it's not?
Well, it's not licensed. So they don't have anything.
Oh, it's not an exact replica. It's just...
not, right. It's close.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the general imagery and puts it into place. And like the booths look really familiar and just like the
shape,
way the walls
right.
look, the shape of the bar, just glowing things all over the place. So it's
pretty cool.
Star Wars themed without being officially Star Wars. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's a pretty neat place. It was a pop-up bar in Los Angeles last year when we went there. So that's like a new trend, right? It's
right.
Like,
pop-up bars
we'll
here and there.
Bar. When we went there, I was thinking, it's really small, but it's really cool. Mm-hmm. But the work that went into it, if it's only going to be around for a few months, seems kind of insane. Like maybe it's just a pet project of a crazy billionaire or something.
Right.
But now it's a permanent installation, so I guess it paid off.
The owner was there. I think he was the owner, or maybe just the manager. But JC.
Mm-hmm.
He seems pretty nice.
Yeah.
It seems...
He seems a little young to be an eccentric billionaire that runs bars.
Right, so I think everybody needs to go there to keep the place open. If you're in the LA area, stop by the Scum and Villainy Cantina, because I think that it's losing popularity. That's the feeling.
What?
I don't know.
What makes you say that?
Because he kept saying, stay around, stay around, stay around.
Oh, he's just hustling. I think that's normal.
All right.
Well, it's like anywhere, like even at the Improv, which was packed to the gills, and this place was full. They have the 2-drink minimum, and they're constantly trying to hawk, swag, T-shirts and things, and desserts, and extra little add-ons, and of course the alcohol. I don't think this place is any different. I don't think they're struggling.
Okay, good.
I think they've got a good business model. They do all sorts of things. So if you're ever in Los Angeles, besides just seeing the coolness of the Star Wars bar, like a lot of different nights of the week, they'll do like a board game night or a karaoke night or...
Oh, right. I wish we lived close for that.
I know. I want to go do Star Wars karaoke night, and I'll wear my Jedi costume, and it'll be like the coolest thing ever when I sing Baby Got Back. Yep. As if I was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes. We should break out your daughter's karaoke machine and see if they have that song.
You just have to buy the disc with it on it, yeah.
Well, let's do that.
But we could.
It'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So they were doing the live podcast. And Kevin Smith is no longer fat. He can't be Fatman on Batman.
Right. So they changed it. So they rebranded.
It's now called Fatman Beyond.
Batman and Beyond.
Not and Beyond.
Batman Beyond.
Batman Beyond was a TV show.
So he's not...
One of the cartoons.
He should have called himself not Fat Man anymore, though.
Well, but he's beyond being a fat man.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I got it.
Right. And Mark Bernard's a little chunky, but he's working on losing weight too.
Good for him.
So neither of them are as fat as they used to be. And Kevin Smith is fucking skinny. Like skinny.
Mm-hmm. He's wearing clothes that are way too big for him. If he wore clothes that fit him, he would be probably pretty svelte.
Well, he always wore baggy clothes before.
I know.
I think he's just used to that being his style. Yeah. But he does say, and I'm sure it's true to an extent, he does say, if you see him naked, he's not as skinny as you think he is.
Okay, but he's much
got,
skinnier.
Like, sagging skin.
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. But good for him, man. He looks great.
Yeah.
So that started at like...
this is awful to say, but I bet his heart attack was the best thing to happen for his career.
I think he'd agree.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got all sorts of new writing gigs now, and he's been all over, whatever, the magazines and TV shows and talk shows and stuff talking about the heart attack and his transformation into veganism.
Yeah. We should try Veggie Grill. Come on, it'll be good.
Well, we can go there.
I wanted to ask him, if I got to ask a question last night, I was going to ask him, what should I order at Veggie Grill? Because I've been there before and I ordered something and it was gross.
Well, he said he took his business manager to Veggie Grill with him one day, and she tried some of his vegan nachos, which are made with quote unquote cheese.
Yes.
Yeah. And he said she took a bite, and her comment was, "I don't think you remember what cheese tastes like."
But he likes it.
But that's good, actually. I mean, if you don't remember,
then it doesn't matter.
Like, I don't remember what regular Coke tastes like. Diet Coke tastes like the shit, and if I taste regular Coke, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, but I liked regular for a while.
You did.
But okay, so speaking of, let's finish with our Scum and Villainy.
So we made
experience.
a day of it. So when this podcast was announced, and it was on the same day, but it was at like 4:00, and the other thing's not till 10:00, so we can totally make this happen. If anything, we'll have too much time.
Right.
So I asked you if I could buy tickets to that, and you said yes. And I thanked you for putting up with me. Because that's 2 live podcast shows in one day.
Right, that's a long day.
Boy, does my ass hurt.
Yeah, that's a lot of sitting.
That was the biggest problem, I think, of the day. It's just the ass pain.
The chairs were not comfortable at the first place.
They weren't comfortable at the second place. I wasn't comfortable.
They were
anywhere.
more comfortable, but let's finish up with Scum and Villainy first.
So we got to Scum and Villainy, just barely made it on time, actually.
But it was like easy peasy. This is the first time I've ever been to LA where things worked like a charm. We got there, we got in, we didn't have to wait in a big ass line, which was very nice. It was we got like 3rd row back. Mm-hmm. Very nice.
It's small. Like, we were 10 feet from Kevin Smith.
I think there were 75 people there. So it was a very small venue.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's nice.
It's small, but it's what's the right word? Passionate.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, it's a crowd that really wants to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So we had some drinks. We had, they have a specialty drink called the Pickle Rick, because they'll do anything sci-fi. I think it counts as a drink, but it's just a pickle, but it's been infused with whiskey.
Right.
You didn't let me get one.
Well, okay. We ordered this drink, and it was called the Legionnaire? No.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
The Legionnaire, and it had cranberry, and it had like some other stuff, but I didn't read all the way through. I was just like, yeah, that sounds good. It had a shit ton of whiskey in it, which I hate.
I was okay with it.
Of course, because you're okay with whiskey, but
okay
I'm not. I really got sick when I was a teenager on Jack Daniels, and ever since it's just not been a good thing for me.
That'll leave an effect. Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know where I was going with that.
So you didn't want me to get the pickle.
Oh, because of the whiskey. I didn't want to get, like, you already had spilled whiskey all over your shirt. I didn't want you to get, like, pickle whiskey on your shirt, too.
That
pickle whiskey
was not my fault.
That was, too, your fault. I am telling you.
You told me.
You were, like, over in my space with your arm in your camera right here, and I had to move my drink out of the way because you were going to knock it into me.
It was okay.
I put it underneath.
All right. I want audience feedback on this. Whose fault was it? She, first of all, suggested I take pictures of the place to show her son, because he would be totally jazzed about how much it looks like Star Wars, even though he can't go there because it's just a bar. So I took a couple pictures, and then I said, well, maybe I should take a panorama to just kind of get the whole room in one picture.
Right.
And you didn't tell me no.
Of course not.
So I started taking the panorama left to right, and you're on my right, and I'm coming around.
And you're getting ready to hit my arm with my drink if I had.
You knew I was coming.
So I moved my arm underneath. So you moved the drink
out of the way by moving it under me.
Under your arm, which was right in front of my face.
So I finished the panorama right in front of your face. And then I hit the stop button or whatever on the panorama, and I pulled my arm back, not realizing that your arm was under my arm. And so your Legionnaire went all over me. So I had to buy a new shirt. Just so I wouldn't look or stink of whiskey for the rest of the day.
Yeah. It was so strong, though. They make really strong drinks there.
But you had them put a little extra cranberry juice in it.
And then it was delicious, right? So, but we got like discount for showing your coin that we got from the first week of opening.
When we went there as a pop-up bar, we got a challenge coin. Mm-hmm. I brought that with us, hoping there would be something. And sure enough, we got a discount on our drinks. So,
pretty cool.
Yay.
Yeah. But we had to order that drink in order to get the discount. It was like a really expensive drink.
hey, every little bit helps.
Yeah.
So we had our drinks, we had some tater tots. The show was like 2 hours long.
Yes.
At least, maybe
but
longer.
It was fun.
I think we were done at 7, so I think it was almost 2.5 hours long from start to finish. But it was fun and extra fun because the second half of the show is a Q&A where the audience could come up and ask some kind of pop culture-y question. And if they like the question and it generates some good content as far as a podcast discussion goes with these guys, with Kevin and Mark, you get a prize.
Yes.
Now, normally it's 2 tickets to a movie.
Uh-huh.
And it's a cool movie. It's something called 4DX, which we've never been to, but it sounds like it's really neat.
You get the experience. You get smell and stuff.
There might
And
be
your
smell.
seats move?
The seats move. They like put snow in, rain. If it's snowing or raining in the movie, you'll get sprinkled with water.
Ooh, imagine if we went to see The Nun in 4DX.
Well, what would that? I don't even know what that would be.
I don't know.
Like
you
you get
rotten
stabbed halfway through the movie. Oh yeah, it
you'd
just
have to
smells
have like rotten, yeah.
Oh yeah.
An old monastery.
Seeing The Walking Dead in 4DX would be the worst.
Jesus,
that whole world has to smell like just nonstop corpses.
Yeah.
You get used to it after a while.
Right. It's like living near the farms.
Yeah, you get used to it, right? So we got those tickets, but then there was also a book that came with it too, because they were I didn't realize that Saturday was Batman Day, and it was also the launch of DC has made their own DC Universe streaming service with just nothing but DC superhero content of various types. It could be like drama, whether it's cartoons or live action. It could be serial shows, or it could be just documentaries.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it does sound pretty cool. We might have to check that out.
Mm-hmm.
But so they sent Kevin, who did some work for them, as the network was coming together. They sent him some books to give away, and it's this really nice, big, weighty hardcover book called Anatomy of a Metahuman. And I took a look inside, and it's got like different cutaways of like, here's what it looks like inside Superman's skull, and here's why he has heat vision and X-ray vision, and here's what his eye parts look like when the way it funnels into his brain. And they've got that for like all the major characters.
That's really cool.
You get to see cross sections of their bodies and explanations of how they work. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's a nice book.
It's a really nice book. Mm-hmm. So that made for kind of an awesome birthday.
Right, and you got to ask a really great question.
Right.
That was fun. You'll post it. Are you going to post that with this podcast?
Well, it's not. So I didn't realize actually they were videoing it, because I just listened to the audio podcast, but they also recorded a video. So I don't know when that's going up online. To the best of my knowledge,
can I link the voice? Can we?
Well, that's not. It hasn't been posted yet. So the audio.
The audio, yeah.
Oh, because you recorded it.
Right. Are we allowed to do that before they? It's probably not very good anyway.
Let's just wait till next week's podcast, or our next podcast.
Okay, anyway, listen up for that.
We'll put the links there. And if you follow us on Twitter,
it was fun.
We're there too. So at Pod of Thrones, that's me, or at Kid Free Weekend, that's you. Mm-hmm. We're on Twitter, and we'll definitely, as soon as it comes out on YouTube, we'll put that up, because I'm in it. Woohoo! I'm glad I got a haircut.
Are you in the video?
Well, yeah. That's why they had the people asking the questions
standing in the spotlight. But you're standing to the... Okay.
Because they had 2 different cameras going.
Okay.
Yeah, so they'll cut back and forth. So I guess I'm going to be a YouTube star, babe.
Yay! Woo-hoo! I can't wait.
But we got the prize. It was a fun question.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we went over to the Improv. We had dinner. We met an awesome couple of like-minded nerds.
We sure did.
Kim and Eric. They were hanging out. We were just all waiting together. We got there way too early. And
they're like our doppelganger. Except opposites.
Like mirror. Yeah.
Like she's your mirror and he's my mirror.
Right.
Very strange.
Pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, hi, Kim and Eric, if you're listening. And we got to see the Ralph Report live, which was an experience.
I think somebody's at the door.
That's not normal. Let's pause the show. And we're back.
What?
So the kids came home.
Yes, early.
A little earlier than usual, and now it's like 3 hours later, and here we are finishing up our little podcast. What were we talking about? Ralph Report.
Ralph Report.
So that was an experience on so many levels.
Well, we went to dinner. Oh,
at the Hollywood Improv.
That's right.
Yep. And the service was phenomenal. Food's all right.
Yes, I did like our waitress. She was great.
I think she was our waitress once before, too. And she's always really, really nice. So...
You don't know her name.
Sorry.
Okay.
So here's a trick. If you are at a place like the Improv Comedy Club, and there are many all over the country, it turns out if you have dinner there and therefore give them more money, they will give you seating priority.
Right.
Which can be really cool.
Very cool.
And it was really cool in that we were like right in front of the stage, basically, except there was one person in front of us.
Okay.
We won't name names.
No, we won't name names,
I don't
but
think she listens to the show. She didn't seem to recognize us. A nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
Very friendly. A little older than us. And blitzed out of her gourd?
I guess, but she didn't smell like it.
I don't know what her doing. Maybe she just is an excited, happy, wonderful person.
She was flamboyant.
Yes.
Eccentric.
And she was like
crazy.
She was being treated almost like a VIP because she had like a little card at where her seat was supposed to be, and it didn't just say like you get to be like here. It said front and center with exclamation points after it. Ours didn't say that.
No.
So there was something special about her ticket. And she was there while we were having dinner. She was sitting at the bar talking to people and everything. I thought she owned the place at first, but it turns out she did not.
Right. She's like the crazy old lady that owns the place.
That's what I thought. And what can I say? She had her feet up on the stage, just kicking back.
Right.
She
practically laying in your lap.
And so she kept talking all through the show and amazingly didn't get yelled at. But then every time she would laugh, and she laughed constantly, she would kick her head back so that her hair, which was like this bright red, big, bushy mass of hair, would just go right into me. So I spent the entire episode show, whatever you want to call it, I spent the whole time just like leaning back into you and invading your personal space. Thank God I knew you. But like the people next to us too, the people on the other side of this sort of vertically aligned table were like watching the whole thing go down too. And every time she kicked back into me, they were like laughing, and I was like looking over at them and going, oh, and they were looking at me going, oh my God, I'm so sorry, like on their face.
I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah. What did you think of the Ralph report? Should people check that out? Should people subscribe?
It's fun if they like.
If you like entertainment news and
right.
things.
If you liked entertainment news and just bullshit. Right. I really like Eddie. He was funny.
Eddie's the sidekick. Eddie Pence. He's a stand-up comedian, and he is very funny and very quirky. He's the quirky guy on the show. So they were trying to make him eat things like a peach or caviar. Oh.
Right. He's a very picky eater, apparently. And his wife also has MS.
And his wife has MS. Mm-hmm. And Ralph's wife came out on the stage. Mm-hmm. And they also brought out their England correspondent, another comedian and other things named Steve Ashton. He's pretty funny.
He's hilarious.
Yeah. So we got to hang out.
It was so fun.
We made some new friends. We made this nemesis of mine with the red hair. And eventually we got home at something like 2 a.m.
Yeah. And the poor doggy was so sad that we were gone all day.
Oh, the dog of Thrones. That's why she's so crazy now.
I wish we could bring her.
Well,
everywhere.
What if you declared her as an emotional sport animal?
Maybe I could.
What do you think of all that?
I think it's all such bullshit.
Well,
I mean, everybody should.
Now, you're calling bullshit, but you are a person that has struggled with depression and anxiety issues. And those are the things that emotional sport animals are there to help with, right? Right,
but when it's truly not, when it's an animal that's barking at other things and it's just not okay. You cannot bring an animal into a restaurant and have it like begging.
Well, yeah, we've seen that. We've been out to eat before and someone brings in like a giant husky or something that...
No, it was a chow, and chows are not...
I don't know my dog breeds.
Ever going to be a licensed...
helper animal?
Right.
Right. But it's not a helper anymore. It's emotional support. As long as that dog loves you.
I don't think it's okay. Especially in places like restaurants or airplanes. What I get, yeah, people need emotional support when they're on an airplane and they're freaking out because they don't want to fly or they're scared. But all of us are scared, first of all. But we don't need your dog shitting and getting hair everywhere. And I just don't need it.
What if it was just like a cute little teddy bear of a dog?
And it's quiet and it
was
doesn't cause any
next to
problems.
you,
All right.
And it just wants to like nuzzle up on you and take a nap while its owner isn't paying any attention.
No, no, because
if
what
it's
if
a
I'm
really cute
allergic to
animal?
dogs? Or what if
Well, but you're not.
I don't like
I was
dogs.
just using you as an example.
The thing is, not everybody's like me.
No.
I would be okay with a dog laying on my lap. I'd be like, oh, and I'd pet it. But not everybody's okay with that. And that's not okay for people to force that upon somebody that's sitting right next to you.
Is there such a thing as an emotional support cat? Because I feel like if you try to declare a cat as an emotional support animal, you should just be invalidated right there. Cats don't give a shit, right?
Well, I mean, can't it be any animal that makes you feel better?
Well, I guess so. People have had hamsters and snakes and...
This is my emotional support snake.
Uh-huh. That sort of thing's been happening. And now airlines are trying to figure out, like, how do we
this?
Stop all these weird animals from getting on our airplanes, but not get sued for some kind of discrimination or health violation or something.
I think that there needs to be some regulations, and there just isn't right now.
Government's got to step in.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, because people are taking advantage.
Well, yeah.
That's the problem with freaking Americas.
Is it just America?
I don't know. I've not been anywhere else to experience
our national insanity. Well, when it comes to something like emotional support animals, it is the sort of thing where I feel like the rest of the world is probably laughing at us.
Maybe it's all over. Maybe they have emotional support animals elsewhere.
Well, maybe. I haven't done a lot of research.
But I think it's bullshit. I think that people are just taking advantage.
That's what. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's an American kind of thing, right? We game the systems.
Mm-hmm.
We always feel like the systems are out to get us.
So we're gonna get our.
And we're gonna, yeah,
exactly.
We're gonna get ours.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's all
one
about.
way or another.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the way where people are brought up. The government is gonna take whatever they want from us, so we got to get ours in any way we can.
And when it's like really serious stuff like welfare fraud and things, that's actually not like a rampant problem. It's just like small little pockets of people here and there. But something like this, which I think people consider to be silly, but could actually be really serious, like allergies, for instance. If someone actually brought an emotional sport, like long-haired fucking dander-covered cat on an airplane, it actually could harm your children badly.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a cat, and that's enough of a roller coaster.
Right.
But if it's someone else's cat, yeah, your daughter could have like a massive asthma attack. That'd be really terrible.
Yeah, it's weird.
I was told I have an allergy to horses. What if someone brought an emotional support horse on an airplane? Oh my God.
I think there'd be more problems than just your allergies.
Break out with hives. Oh my God, the horse takes like a shit on the airplane. It's like a big old...
steaming.
Yeah, where do we draw the line? Do you have to buy a seat for your emotional support animal?
I don't know.
That would make me feel better about it.
Me too.
If you have to spend like hundreds of dollars and prove that you're really serious about this shit.
Yes. I would be okay with that then.
Yeah.
If they had their own seat and you had a way to contain that dog and it wasn't going to be jumping all over the place or barking or yapping or, you know.
I can't even imagine taking like Sophie, the dog of Thrones, on an airplane. Or
Sure would be stressful.
God forbid, like an international flight. Because where do they pee?
I don't know.
Like hamsters just pee in like wood chips and stuff. So you could just take a little hamster box with wood chips in it and everything's fine. But Sophie...
Right. I don't know. If anybody knows, please tell us. Have you taken your pet on an international flight?
Do you have an emotional support animal? Yes. If so, write in potofthrones@gmail.com. No. Actually, that's not true. I take all that back. Don't write at potofthrones@gmail.com. That doesn't exist. But... I made us email addresses.
That's right. What is yours?
Jeff@potofthrones.com.
And mine's Jennifer at
potofthrones.com. Our other email address, thekidfreeweekend@gmail.com. That's still there. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube, kinda, but it's not really easy to find us because we still don't have 100 subscribers. Please go to our... we ask you for nothing. Just click the link in the show notes. Click subscribe on YouTube. You'll put a smile on my face as soon as we hit 100. I'll be happy. I'll shut up about it.
Okay.
Not many people have done it. We have like 5.
I can subscribe, then it'll be 6.
Yay! There you go. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If you made it this far into the episode, just go into the show notes. Just look at the details on whatever device you're listening. There's going to be a link there to YouTube.
And you should put it at the top.
It's going to be this ugly thing. It's just a long string of characters. Just click on that. Click subscribe. Do me a favor.
Put it at the top so that people don't have to like scroll down.
Okay. Well, I'll keep the show notes brief too.
Okay.
So not a lot of spam. All right. And in regards to, I was in the intervening hours and I went to the grocery store and shit and I was looking and the Fatman Beyond podcast where I make an appearance is not online yet. So
okay.
I will be in touch about that.
What were we talking about?
What do you mean?
Before we got interrupted.
I don't know. We were talking about going to see the second show.
But but we didn't finish talking about it.
Kind of lost all of our steam there. Yeah. I don't know. Kids, I tell you, people, kids.
Yeah,
we love
and
them,
then
but boy, they take
I had to have like
time.
this whole deep ass conversation with my daughter who's having like life problems. Oh my god.
Hey, if you're a parent of a teen,
girl,
we'd love to hear from you, especially a teen girl, because there's this cycle of conversation. And this time, I often get involved, but this time I did not. I was hoping that if I didn't say anything, everything would be like just would go along more smoothly and just be done. But it wasn't. And it was this long rambling conversation of like, daughter says, here's this problem I'm having, and you say, okay, well, I understand. And you know, it's a school thing, like, here's what you need to do, go talk to your teacher. And everything you say is like, all of a sudden it's, yeah, I will, but, or yeah, that is what I should do, but, or yeah, he's a really cool teacher, but, and it was just but. So many buts.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had a joke for that. More butts than, I don't know. I got nothing.
No, it's too late for that.
It's too late, yeah.
So, yeah, that was our night.
So, any advice there?
I'm emotionally drained.
At potofthrones.com. Tell her how to combat the butts. How do you fight off the butts? Yeah.
I think you just say, this conversation is over. I don't know.
Oh, hey, here's a little bit of news, and then we'll go. I did submit an application for us to do another panel this year at the upcoming Stanley's Los Angeles Comic-Con 2018. You're making a face at me.
What is it going to be?
You did so well last year.
Ay.
Well, it's a Game of Thrones theme, so I wanted to tell our Game of Thrones listeners here. So as long as they approve it, what we're going to do, I'll do as much as I can on my own, but it's going to be about looking forward to what the prequel series is going to actually have in it. We're going to try to figure it out.
All right.
And I'm going to talk to Lore Master Kevin. I'm not sure if he even listens anymore. I don't know. Lore Master Kevin, are you out there?
We'll see. Don't reach out to him. We'll see. He'll never respond.
Jeff at potofthrones.com. So I got Lore Master Kevin. I want to bounce some ideas off him and have him, help us put this together, hopefully. And then we also have Dustin.
Mm-hmm. Wealth of knowledge.
Yes, he is also. I don't know if he's.
There's John.
I would
too.
love to have a battle of the Lore Masters. We could talk to John the Pot Guy
from
episode 100, if you remember him, you guys. So we know some people that have like taken way more time to dive really deep into the lore of the Game of Thrones universe than we have gotten around to because we just watch way too many TV shows. So I'm gonna pull them in, and Dustin's gonna do the panel with us.
Yay! Oh, good.
So it won't just be the two of us.
Kevin, come out.
If Kevin wants to come out,
you could stay with us.
Yep, totally. You could stay with us. You're more than welcome. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I don't know when I'm going to find out, but if it happens, it's going to be Halloween weekend, the weekend before Halloween, whatever that is, like the October 25th, 26th, something like that.
Cool.
In Los Angeles. So give us a shout if you think you might be going to that.
Yes. We'll have a party.
Sure. A Pod of Thrones listener party.
Yes.
As long as you guys reach out to us.
Right. We need more than one person, I think.
And subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Or it could be 2.
A 2-people party. Sure.
Right.
That's good. You and I could go party right now.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Can we?
You and I partying now?
Yes.
You're not sure if we can?
Well, I'm just asking, is that an option?
Maybe.
Okay. I know.
Let's go find out.
Okay.
All right. So until next time, everybody, I won't promise 1 week, but probably within 2 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks, we will talk again. We'll pull some more Game of Thrones headlines and we'll see what else is going on in the universe. Until then, I'm Jeff.
I'm Jennifer.
Happy birthday to me, babe.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.